Hey everybody, it's Robbie from Missouri Worm Supply. Today we received from Steve Urban Worm Bag. We're going to do an unboxing here. Never got one before. We're going to unbox this. We're going to set it up for you in real time. This is also another company that we're going to be doing a giveaway with. So we got here, we got a little set of instructions, little owner's manual, get information in there, and some parts and pieces. Let's get all this out. I'm going to stop right here, let you know. We got a deal that says received in damaged condition. The box was kind of ripped up. We do have one pole. I'm not sure if you can see this. And big ding in there. Somebody hit somebody in the head. I'm going to see if we can make it work. Alright, let's see what we got here. The bottom catch bag, I believe. There's the bag itself. So guys, I've never seen one of these in person. This is heavy duty canvas. I mean, heavy duty stuff here. I mean, this is some serious stuff. Urban Worm Bag, Urban Worm Company. It's pretty nice. Alright, let's start putting this thing together. I'll speed you up so you don't have to watch. This is your catch bag. It's not really any great instructions on that part, but looks like it's just got some snaps here. That's pretty much it. Alright, I'll fine tune this when I look at the book. Like I said, we got some good instructions in here on what to use, how to do it, different things like that. drawstring right there. Okay. This is excess catcher. Do's and don'ts about what you put in your worm bag. Instructions, basic information on how to take it out. Really good stuff here. Your cocoons. And we will go back over this. We're going to set this up. Sorry. Let me get this down here, everybody see it. Alright. We're going to set this up kind of at an angle here. Like I said, went to convention, talked to Steve. Well, that's a nice zipper too. Alright, if you can see inside there, all your material is going to go in here. That's a lot bigger than I thought. I don't know how big that thing actually is. It's actually pretty sturdy. A lot sturdier than I thought it was going to be. Online, it actually looks a lot. It looks a lot weaker. I hate to say it like that, but you get it here in person. It's actually pretty sturdy. I mean, you can take 2 people, get this thing full. Those actually be able to lift it up, 2 people, and move it around. So we are going to get started with this. Some of you may or may not know, but we are in the process of getting a new building built here on our property. We started here in the garage, back over here, one side of the garage, then moved to 2 sides of the garage. Now I have an outbuilding out there, 20 by 25. We outgrew it. We still have a lot of our stuff there, so that if something happens, I don't have to go all the way to town to pick up an extra pound of worms, or somebody comes by, you know, get them some castings. They can just go out there. We've never fully moved into the building. Building's 17 miles away. It's kind of a pain in the butt. So we're going through the process of getting our building put out here. We've got it marked out, getting all of our bids in, and you know, God willing, this spring we're going to have the building out here. Because when springtime gets here, not only do we have our worms, everybody knows I'm on call 24/7 anyway. But not only do we have the worms, we have all of our gardens around our house. And I'm not an inside person. I don't like being. I hate cold weather because unless it's deer hunting season, or bear hunting season, or turkey hunting season. If you're offended by that, you can always change the channel. But come springtime, we like to be outside. Now, instead of having to go up to the building on Sundays, pull orders, bring them all the way back to the house, you know, get all the orders ready and get them shipped out Monday morning, I can just walk over there and flip-flop some Bermuda shorts and do what I got to do. But anyway, this is our worm bag. Like I said, this material, these zippers are nice. And I'm saying that you do a lot of camping, you do a lot of outback stuff, hiking, off-grid, anything. You know that there's cheap zippers and there's some good zippers. This I like, heavy duty canvas. I mean, this is some Gore-Tex like stuff. We are going to set this one up here at our house inside. It's just one less thing come springtime for us to move back here. But I will go out there tomorrow when I get off work and I'll grab some compost. Put me a little layer about this thick in there. Get some worms in here and we'll start getting this thing going. But you guys stick around. We do sell this. If you go to our website, you go to the very bottom, you'll see that we are now affiliated with Urban Worm Bag, and we are selling these on our webpage. You can go by there, by all means, pick you up one. It helps us out. Not much, but it helps us out. Stick around because there will be a giveaway with one of these too. Thank you very much. Hey everybody, it's Ryman, Missouri Worm Supply. We are going to get a brand new Urban Worm Bag set up with bedding. If you read the book, it's got some really great examples on here of items you can put in there. We're going to do that here today. One thing that we're going to use again is the turbo sifter. What I recommend is the 5/16, which is 5mm screen. So we have our own compost. If you have your own compost, this is a great thing to put in there because your bacteria, your nematodes, your fungi, there's a lot of that already going to go in the system, is going to help jumpstart it. So I went up to our compost pile. I got some compost. This is going to be the majority. But what I want to do, I'm going to load some of this up on here. Again, I'm going to use this worm gear. I love this tool. The reason I'm running this, I'll show you here. What's coming out of that 5/16 is very, I mean, this is like, smells gorgeous. It looks really good, light and fluffy. I want the smallest stuff that I can get in there. This out. I'll do this a couple times so I can get the amount that I want. You see, it's pulling the big stuff out, pulling the leaves out, any big pieces of bark or trash. Again, that simple, that quick. This is going to be our base. Doing this in our house. Again, some of you guys may know we are having a building built. Tires driving 17 miles. I mean, it's that big chunks, rocks, leaves. It's all out of it. Now, I got a pretty good base down here. Next thing is shredded cardboard. We actually have a shred board, a cross cutter, so it makes it nice and small. And we'll add some of that in there. It's good carbon. A couple more things. You can get cocoa coir. We've got cocoa coir. We do our seed starting mix. This is another reason I like this worm gear. It's not designed for this, I don't believe, but you can fluff it out. You're left with these big pieces. Just crunch them up. Run them on there. Break all that stuff up. So I'm down to pretty much nothing. A couple little fibers. Next thing, peat. Again, you get these big chunks in your stuff. Just gonna fluff that through there. Now you can break it up. So much easier. Being this thing is so strong, I like pushing down. It kind of helps grind those pieces. You don't have to use this if you don't want. I just personally want these materials as small as possible because the worms' mouths are really, really tiny. Okay, next thing I'm going to do, this is not in the book to do, but we have our own worm chow. I'm going to go ahead and seed this thing up with some chow. Mix all this up really good. Now, I mean, that looks like some great cotton soil right there. The book recommends filling this bag 1/5 of the way up. So I kind of looked at it, it's about that deep. This ought to be good. Now, at this point, you need to get this good and wet. We are going to cheat. Cheat meaning if you already have worms, you can make worm tea. This is some worm tea that I had running today. So when I got home, it's been great. What I'm going to do is, this is so full. I mean, when you make worm tea, you're taking millions of bacteria, turning them into billions and billions and trillions of bacteria, nematodes, fungi, all the good stuff. I am going to wet my material with super concentrated worm tea. I'm going to really kickstart this bed to working. I mean, stuff's going to be, ooh, that smells good too. Now you can use water, and I recommend you use unchlorinated water at this point. You can do that by setting your water out for 24 hours. You can run a bubbler on it to help it oxygenate and get itself out. We actually run filters at the worm building because there are chemicals in there that chlorine, chloramide are horrible. There's a formaldehyde that's in there. There's another one that I'm sorry I can't remember the name. And all those things that keep the fungi and bacteria from growing in your pipes, keeps it from growing in here. So get that decently moist, and I'm fixing to get some. You know what? We're just going to dilute it all with tea. It ain't going to hurt my feelings none, because the cocoa coir that's in there, you don't have to do the tea. I'm doing it because I got it here. I'm too lazy to walk over there and get water. The cocoa and peat is steadily going to absorb the bedding. Absorb into the bedding. Sorry, the moisture or water or tea is actually going to just keep building in there. Now, I got my bedding where I want it. So what it recommends is in the bottom of this bag, see if you guys can see, maybe, if you can see daylight through the bottom, where that little hole is, little piece of cardboard. This is just like any kind of a CFT bin. You want that couple layers of cardboard on there, keeps all the material from dropping out. Alright, now we're going to just load this up. That's about right. I can make that a little bit bigger if I want, but I'm going to be happy with that because I'm going to start with 1 pound. With the worm bag, you can start with, like 100 worms if you want. It is recommended you start with 1 or 2 pounds. This bag, when it's fully full, will hold about 6 pounds of worms. So they're going to breed pretty quick in here, especially if you have them inside or the temperatures are correct for these guys. So do not put your bottom piece on. This part here snaps on the bottom, little catch tray. As I may water this back down, your moisture is going to drip through. I have a catch pan up underneath there. Actually, it's the pound of worms that's going to go in there. But that way, any of that moisture seeps through, drips out of there. Let it sit for 24 hours or so before you put your pan back on there. So again, we got our own compost, which is teeming with bacteria. And we added peat, we added cocoa coir, shredded cardboard. You can add shredded paper if you want. All of our shredded paper we use for packaging. We use the peat, we use the coir. I did seed with our worm chow to help the feeding. The actual feeding of the chow will actually help the fungi that's in the systems too. Got everything up and going at this point. I'm going to close it up. Now this is a very important part that a lot of people don't know or don't think of. At this point, if you're ordering or got worms, this should have been done 2 days ago. You don't want to order worms, get your worms, and then set up a bed. Will it work for them? It'll work, but you want that bed ready for the worms. You want all that bacteria in there. You want the temperatures right. You want it so when you put your worms back in there, there's less stress on them as you would. You want the least amount of stress as possible. Okay, so then when you get your worms, you take your worms, dump them in there. If they're in a dry peat bed, you can just moisten those up, put them on top. Now it's time for you to start the feed. I'd like to show you a little something I found out about this worm gear. This may not be the right way to use it, but you all know you take your bed, put your material, shake it out, okay? Well, let's say you don't have a mortar tray. Just see if you don't know, Lowe's, Home Depot, Menards, this is what they call a mortar tray. It's over in your cement section where they do concrete. Let's say you don't have one. This is your bent here, your tool right here. Turn it upside down. Put it on the table. Put your bin on there. Rolls on the table. Don't let your grandkids get it. Try to race it. But in a pinch, if you buy this tool, you can sift out a lot of material on your table. Cut a hole in a board if you need to. This right here, we're actually in love with this tool. But anyway, that's what we got set up. I'm going to let this sit for about 48 hours. I know a guy who sells worms, so I'll be able to load this thing full of worms. Again, keep paying attention because there might be a giveaway. Just keep that in mind. Alright, thank you guys. Alright guys, so it's been about 3 days until we set up the herbal worm bag. And now it's time for the most important part. The worms. We got about 1.5 pounds of red wigglers here. I got a pretty good deal on these because I know a guy. And if you're looking for some pure stock red wigglers, no blues, no nothing like that, this is what you're going to get from us. I'm going to go ahead and just... Actually, let me bring you in here. It's going to be awkward with this camera setup, but I'm going to go ahead and bring you in. See if I can do this without dropping my phone in there. Alright. You see we already got our bed fixed up here. I got 1.5 pounds of reds. This is what you'll get if you order from us. They're in dry peat. Some good looking worms. You can see them there. Alright. So I got 1.5 pounds of reds there. And I'm going to go ahead and wet those down. Because that's all dry peat. And I'm going to leave these guys alone for a while. And if you remember, we added all the bedding. There's some food in there. Everything's been kicking butt. You can see, we're all good to go there. Alrighty, we got this whole thing set up. We're going to go ahead and zip it up. And we're going to leave her alone for a couple days. Sorry, I'm out of frame there. Let me move over here. Alright, so we got her all zipped up. Got her all wet down. And basically, we're going to leave this thing alone for a couple days. I want these guys to get acclimated in there. Let them get settled in. They start doing their own thing. After about a week or so, I'm going to go in here. We're going to check on them. And we'll start doing our actual feedings on this guy. Do keep watching. We will be having a giveaway. It's a guaranteed giveaway now. Got the confirmation. If I'm not mistaken, when I go upstairs, there's already a box sitting upstairs. So it's going to belong to one of you guys. Hey guys, Robbie with Missouri Worm Supply. When I first started this video with the Urban Worm Bag, if you remember, one of the legs had the big dent in it. Just a heads up or a update. I got with Urban Worm Bag. I showed them the picture, showed them how the male had destroyed the box. It literally took like 4 days. I got a new leg. So this leg is going to go in here. I'll put that here in a little bit. You don't have to stick around to watch that. Couple things. Let's go with this real quick. I'm going to go ahead and open it up. We have not done a real feeding, if you will, per se. Don't need one yet. It's not really ready. One of the things that we do use is our coffee grounds and our tea grounds. I'm going to just throw those in there. The filters and all. Those filters are biodegradable and they will wind up eating all that. Now, here's the part some of you have been looking for. This is Urban Worm Bag number 2. Brand new in a box. It is this guy right here. If you guys are not subscribed, you want to go ahead and do that now and hit that notification bell. Because within probably the next 2 weeks, we're going to be sending this home with somebody.